Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to another thing that I'm playing. This time it's Super Crush KO for the Nintendo Switch. Looks like it's just loading up. And then we're gonna get into it! Super Crush Knockout. I always like to turn down the sound volume or the sound effects volume because I like to hear the music. Oh, it's a chunky boy. I like this art style. She picked up the cat. They kidnapped her cat? Is the plot of this game you have to rescue your cat? I think it is. I'm all about it. All right, L to move. B to jump. You can double jump. Y punches. Okay. Punch combo. Okay. Okay. Checkpoint. Okay, double jump, double beat twice. ZR, rapid fire blaster. L and ZR is to lock on. Oh, I see. Oh, I see, I see. Okay. It's like it's kind of like a beat 'em up run and gun hybrid combo. Okay, all right. Cool, but yeah, I bought this a while ago and I just never got around to playing it. But I mean, I don't even know I still say that. Like it's always that same thing where I picked this up a long time ago and I just forgot about it, and I never played it. Well, that happened with this too. But I think I knew that it was about her cat. I think that's why I got it to begin with, because I was like, that's a plot that I can get behind. Oh, I got hit. But yeah, Super Crush KO. So far, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty fluid in how it moves. It's not doing the new the modern game thing of like, hey, let's over-explain everything to you. It's just kind of like being like, hey, have you played a video game before? Imagine that, but now you're playing this one. It's like, oh, sweet. That's as much as I need. Like, just a quick little tutorial is all I need. I don't need to be handheld the whole time. So yeah, I'm so far enjoying it. I think it's got a cool art style. I love the fact that the plot involves you rescuing your cat, because I would also turn into her and put on my best jacket and go after the dastardly villain who takes my cat from me. I'm coming, and then, oh, what is it doing? No, I don't want to submit anything. Cat's name is Chubbs. All right, cool. But yeah, Super Crush KO. It's interesting. So most of the stuff I played recently has all been Switch games, and I don't know no specific reason. I think it's just it's like the thing that's plugged in. So I'm just like, it's already plugged in. But like I was playing some other games, and then one of the Twister Drill X on the ground. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, one of the things that I've noticed is that like newer games tend to have like a lot of like tutorial stuff where like they don't let you play the game. They're like, before you can do anything, you got to do these things first so that you can learn how to play the game. Because how would you learn to play the game otherwise? It's not like just playing the game would help. Like you gotta be taught by us. And I've come to accept it's one of the reasons why like I don't or like there's just a lot of cutscenes and stuff and like the game never begins, which is fine, you know, like I understand games and stories and stuff, but like not every single game has to have like a million stories, you know. Like some game, like a game like this, right? Like it could have had like a really long, like what I was expecting was like a really long introduction where it tells me about her and she's having a dialogue, and then the villain comes out and then they talk for a minute and she's just like, I'm gonna steal your cat, and she's like, no, don't take my cat. And then, you know, like it's like, oh no, what will I do? I can't. And then, you know, and it goes on for like it's like a 5-minute cutscene, and meanwhile I'm just sitting here like, all right, cool, I just want to play the game. And then, you know, you finally play the game and it's like, cool. But by that point, my garbage brain's like, I don't want to play this game anymore. Because it won't let me play. It's just like, I gotta feed you this story first. And there's not that there's anything wrong with having stories in games. I think that's a lot of reason why people play games. But like you gotta know your audience. You can't just be putting in like a long ass story for a game where the people who probably are gonna be playing it don't really need a long, you know. Because I think of like Fire Emblem Three Houses or Fire Emblem Warriors. I've been bringing this game up a lot in a lot of the videos that I've been making today, because that's what we're playing through right now, so it's fresh on my mind. But like that game has a lot of story, like a lot of story. Like if I play, what does this give me? Uppercut slice. Like if I'm like if I play Fire Emblem Warriors for an hour, I would say that, especially right now because I'm doing the story mode still, like I would say that maybe half of that time is, or like 60% of that time is spent watching cutscenes, upgrading units, doing training, like min-maxing and buying outfit, like gear and weapons, and unlocking, you know, like all that stuff, and like doing the like the friendship stuff, and like, you know, raising supports. And then only 40% of that is me actually playing a Warriors game. But at the same time, it's like they know their audience. It's like the people who are going to buy this game weren't going to be people who are like, I just want to play a quick arcade game. It's like, no, it's Fire Emblem fans, and specifically Fire Emblem Three Houses fans. And apparently that game had a lot of extra stuff that wasn't part of the main thing, or the main type of game gameplay, which was the strategy stuff. Like there was a lot of extra stuff in it, which is fine. And them putting that stuff in the Fire Emblem Three Houses or Three Warriors, like that's totally fine. Like duh, like it's a spin-off of Three Houses, which has a lot of story to tell, and like that's one of the most important parts of the game is the story, and that's why people have been playing it, and that's why people love the characters. It's because of the story. So obviously you want to add that into your Warriors game. So I don't have a problem with that, because that's the whole point. But then you have other games that are like, this game's supposed to be for like people who like arcade games that are just in and out and you're done. But then they'll have like a long, super long cutscene story thing, 8 minutes long of like dialogue that doesn't matter, and it's just like, can I just play the fucking game? Whereas this one, everything I needed to say, it did within like a minute and a half of like, of showing what the thing was. In this case, it's like, this is the conflict. We're going to show you via some like comic panels, and now you know why you're playing the game. Now go play the game. And I think that for a game like this is like super effective, because it's just like, well, yeah, now I know what the plot of the game is, and I'm not like, what is this game? It's, it's like, clearly this is the point of the game. To play the game, not to sit through cutscenes and cutscenes and cutscenes. Granted, it's only been the first part, and I've only seen one cutscene, and who knows, that might be the only one in the game, or there might be more. But the fact that like it introduced it like that, I'm like, yes, like that's how you should do it. Minimal and effective, not like this huge. Oh no, I got hit. Not this huge thing, only for the sake of like, we got to make it cinematic because that's what the kids like. Am I making sense? I'm kind of just ranting. Ooh. Air pop. L and X. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it's like a homing attack. Like Hege Hug. Yeah, but I don't know why I feel so adamantly about this, but I've noticed that there's a lot of games that I end up just dropping because there's so much like story, and I'm like, I just want to play the game. And not to say that I don't like story in games or stories in games, like I do. But it's sorry, I do like stories in games, but it's, what's going on? But there's like a time and a place for when I want that. And like, because I will play like, what's it called? Phoenix Wright and stuff like that. And Professor Layton, Phoenix Wright, and visual novels even. Not super, but like, I can play them, and games that have a lot of story are fine. RPGs, like I'm playing through Yakuza, that's got so many cutscenes. But I knew that was gonna be, it's an RPG, so I know it's gonna be really story heavy. Like that's why I picked it, because I was expecting a story. I don't need fucking, I don't need to be playing a Sonic game and then have it feed me like just bowls and bowls of story. It's like, I don't care. Like, Hedgehog goes fast. That's all I need. Like, one of the games that recently came out, or not recently, but like one of the most recent Sonic games that came out, is Sonic Colors. And I remember specifically when that game came out, the whole idea behind it was, we have so many extra side characters, and there's so much extra stuff that is coming out of these Sonic games, and we, some people like it, some people hate it. We really want to make a game that appeals to the new fans, but also to the old fans who just want to have a good time and don't want to be bogged down by like a million stories or cutscenes, I mean. So when you start Sonic Colors, it's a title screen and there's just Sonic running, and when you hit start, there's no cutscene. You literally just start running in the first level, and you just go. And they do, I mean, not that the game doesn't have story, but it's not like in your face, and it's not something that you have to sit through in order to even like get the first glimpse of gameplay, So like that game did it really well, where they did that effectively to just kind of get you going. And then they did add, there is story in it, and it is one of the, they have cutscenes and like voiced cutscenes with the characters and stuff. which again is fine. They can do it. Sonic Forces did the same thing, though Sonic Forces was different. But I think just the fact that they were like, hey, let's just have the player go into it, and then we'll give them a story afterwards. Like, whatever. You know, they don't have to watch a 20-minute cutscene of why Sonic's going into space just so that they can play the game. There's no need for that. Like, let them play the game and then have the story unfold as time goes on. And when games do that, I think it's more effective. And this game, and the reason I'm talking about it is because I think this game did it really well, where it was just like, hey, look, Cat, you're chilling, and then Cat got stolen. Go get Cat back because you love Cat. Yes, we love Cat. That's all you need. And I think this game achieves in that. Though I will say, it's like a beat 'em up slash platformer, almost, in a way. I guess that's what you would call this genre. But I will say, it's cool that they've been giving me new abilities and such. But it feels very samey, and I'm only on level 1-2, and I feel like I should be way past this. I should be like at a boss or something. See? That's all you need for story. Looks like there's 5 levels before you hit the next thing. But I am done for now with Super Crush KO. I think it's a fun game. I think it is a little repetitive. I really like the art style in the cutscene. I like the art style, how it looks when it plays. It's a little simple, but you know, these are not big budget games. They're small. I like the plot a lot. Save your cat is not something that I see very often. It's always, I think dogs are represented more in video games. Cats are not, at least from my knowledge, from what I've seen. So it's cool. About to rate this, I would say like a 6.5 out of 10. Maybe it opens up more when you play more, but as of right now, it felt like I was just going through the motions and there wasn't enough of an oomph to keep me going. So 6.5, lovely art style. Love the story, love the premise. Gameplay is very fluid, but there's just not enough going on for me to be like, you got to play this game. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Super Crush KO. If you love this game and it's your favorite, then please feel free to dunk on me and tell me why I'm terrible and why I should keep playing. But other than that, that's all I got.